Hi everyone, we are Sunflowers and Red Feathers. I'm Kristina.
And I'm Steffanie. We are two moms living in the before and after of child loss.
Join us in this journey as we share our stories of not only loss, but how life after loss can still be full of beauty, love, hope, and joy.
Be sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram and subscribe to our channel to stay up to date on when we post a new video.
Bye. Bye. Hi, everybody. Hi. We are Sunflowers and Red Feathers.
I'm Steffanie.
And I'm Kristina. And we are live today. And we decided this week for our podcast and YouTube video that we would read a story called My Yellow Balloon. And Steffanie is going to give us a little rundown of why she picked this book, and then we're going to go ahead and read the story live and have just a quick little discussion at the end.
Yeah. So one thing that is special to our family is books. Joshua loved books, and every year in his memory, we do a memorial book drive. And as well as Christmas, we also get our boys, we have 4 other boys, we get them a gift from Joshua, and it's always a book. And for the last few years, we have done books that have to relate to grieving for children. And so this year I picked My Yellow Balloon. It was highlighted through Children's Grief Awareness Day, and I wanted to get that for them this year, and it has become a favorite in our home. So we wanted to share that with you. This is the book, My Yellow Balloon, and it is by Tiffany Papageorge. I don't know how to say her name. I'm guessing that's how you say it.
Close enough.
But it's a good one. And I am excited to share that with you guys today. If you are live and you want to comment along, be sure to comment. I can see that we have some viewers already. So get ready. We're going to read My Yellow Balloon. And thank you for hanging out with us today.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. All right. I have to start. There are 2 quotes in here that are absolutely amazing. And I'm going to read those first because they're really neat. So this one's from Peter and the Starcatcher, and it says, "No, it's supposed to hurt. That's how you know it meant something." That one hit my heart. I love that one. And the second one is from Francois Mariac. I guess that's how you say his name. But it says, "No love, no friendship can cross the path of our destiny without leaving some mark on it forever." And isn't that so true?
Yes.
Parents have lost all of that. We're forever touched by our little people and the people that we love that we have lost. So
yeah.
Anyway, let's get into this story.
I love it. Okay.
I love it. All right. It says, "At last, the carnival had come to town. Joey dashed through the grand entrance. His parents could barely keep up with him." And I'll show pictures. Joey smelled the buttery popcorn. He heard the happy music that sang out from the ride, sparkling with flashing lights. Carnival men on the midway called out, "Step right up," for the chance to win a prize from the many shelves behind them. Then Joey saw something that made him stop. Hundreds of big, bright balloons floated as if enchanted in the air, like a cloud of many colors. Slowly, Joey walked up to them. The ripe old man drew Joey in with his deep voice. "Would you like a balloon?" he asked. "Oh, yes, sir. Which one, Joey?" his mother asked. I don't know," Joey said, mesmerized. Big balloons. "This is your balloon, Joey." Without even looking up, the balloon man pulled on one of the many strings, and out sprang a bright yellow balloon. The balloon man wrapped the string around Joey's wrist and said, "Here, let me tie you 2 together." From that moment on, they were never apart. Every morning, the summer sun skipped through Joey's window, and the birds sang their wake-up song, eager to see the 2 buddies running through their adventures. The bees, neighborhood dogs, and old oak trees enjoyed watching them play day after day. Then one day, when the day closed its eyes and the moon winked at the stars, Joey kissed his yellow balloon goodnight. I love you so much. I can't wait for tomorrow. Then Joey drifted comfortably into the magic of his dreams, knowing that his yellow balloon bravely stood guard against nightmares. Then one day, in 1 second, everything changed. Joey and his yellow balloon were playing, and somehow, someway, it slipped off his wrist. It began to float away before Joey knew what was happening. Come down, Joey called out. His yellow balloon reached out its string with all of its might, but it couldn't come down. Joey ran to his mother. My yellow balloon, it's gone, Joey sobbed. Oh, sweetheart, she said. Let's go get you a new toy. That will make you feel better. No, all I want is my yellow balloon. Get it back, Joey demanded. Please, I'll do anything if you get it back. I wish I could, she said. My picture's all turned gray. Joey stormed into his room to be all by himself. Joey felt angry. He felt confused. He felt so very sad. I wish you would come back, Joey sighed. He cried and cried and cried some more. He cried so hard he fell into a dream, so real. In his dream, Joey's balloon was with him, and they both started to fly, past the rustling trees, past the soaring birds, past the mountain peaks, and into the depths of Joey's universe. Far away, he heard, "Wake up, Joey. Dinner's ready." He opened his heavy eyes. He remembered his yellow balloon was gone, and tears came tumbling out again. His mother and father held him close until he felt safe and loved. The rest of the summer, Joey missed his balloon all the time. Then one day, he was sad most of the time instead of all the time. As time passed, he was sad a lot of the time instead of most of the time. Then one day came that Joey felt sad only some of the time. During one of those some of the time days, Joey's mother took him to the park to feed the ducks. The cool air wrapped around him while the dark clouds of spring hung like huge sacks of treasured rain. Joey felt something warm and tingly on his back. Something caught his eye in the water. It was bright and in yellow. Joey's heart did a fast somersault in his shirt. My yellow balloon, he whispered. Joey spun around and looked up. It was so bright he couldn't see. He reached up to grab its string to pull it to him, but there was no string. It wasn't his yellow balloon. It was the sun. It had been so long since Joey noticed the sun. It reminded him so much of his yellow balloon he had to smile. Once more, in 1 second, everything changed. Tenderly, the sun warmed him. I still miss you, Joey said. But whenever I see the sun, big and bright, I'll feel you with me. Wherever I am, wherever I go, you are a part of me and I am a part of you. We're a part of each other forever and ever. The end.
Oh,
I love that book.
that is really good. I love it.
Good. It's so sweet.
You should show the picture of the balloons at the end.
Yes. So the very last page in the book.
Yeah.
Yes. Let me see if I can get it open. There it is. There's a ton of balloons with names on it. It says, thank you to those both here and beyond who have inspired and touched the story along the way. And there's lots of names. I can only imagine they're little people.
Yeah. Well, that's great. Thank you for reading that. And
yeah.
So I kind of just wanted to touch on some quotes or some things that were said in there. And I think even though it's a children's book, there are definitely lots of things that we can relate to as adults, right? Because they're trying to put very adult thoughts and feelings into a way that children can, understand and grieve themselves. So, yeah. So obviously the main character's name is Joey, and when you said or the book said, then one day in 1 second, everything changed. It just makes me think about how your life is so, I don't want to say perfect, but you're normal. And then when your child dies, it literally in 1 second, everything changes, no matter if it's a tragedy or, however your child died. Obviously it's all the tragedy, but whatever the circumstance, it's so unexpected, and it only takes 1 second and your whole world is upside down. It's just crazy.
It's true. As grieving parents, we know that 1 second that everything changed, and
all it takes. Yep.
That's all it takes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I noticed that we have the let's get you a new toy. So, how many times do people do that to us in our own grief?
Yeah.
Here, oh, I know you're sad about this, but let's get you a new toy. Let's get you this. Let's distract you from what's actually going on, instead of let's talking about or processing this, or allowing you to process.
Yeah. So when the mom says, let's get you a new toy, this will make you feel better, it kind of reminded me, we've talked about it before in our discussions, how somebody can see that you have other children now, and they're often like, well, you have them, you should be happy, you still have things to be thankful for. It's like, yeah, but that doesn't make me feel better. That doesn't change the fact that my child is still gone.
No.
It's like, I am still thankful for them.
Yeah. It's kind of like what I wrote in my post the other day. You remember I talked about how when you have that baby, you love that person with your whole heart, and when you lose them, you miss them with your whole heart. Like, sure, I have 4 other beautiful boys that I still love with my whole heart, but man, I can still miss Joshua with my whole heart.
Yeah, there's actually been quite a few times in some Facebook groups where, especially if it's like infant loss, moms will be like, has anybody had another child since their child passed? I'm afraid I'm not gonna be able to love them, or they're worried about having a new child come into their life. And I kind of worried about that too when I was pregnant with Noah, about having him. But you can still wholeheartedly love a child and be missing your other one, the one that's passed.
Right.
You don't feel like it, but then it happens and you realize that you can.
And your other babies are not a replacement. I mean, we've both had 2 since our loss, and they are not a replacement for our sons. Not at all. And it's kind of insulting that people would insinuate that too, just saying.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy to me. We're not trying to replace anybody.
No.
Goodness. Okay. So back when Joey was crying, it stood out to me that he said he cried so hard he fell into a dream so real, and it made me think of people who dream of their children, like especially right after you lose them. I had a dream right after Mason died, and it was like, I don't know, maybe not right after, like a month or so. And it's crazy how your dreams can be so realistic, right? Like you're just in your house playing, and your child is back there with you. Your mind tries to fix what you can't, I guess, in real life. Have you had any dreams like that with Joshua, or?
Yeah, I did. So
even with your new kids?
What was that?
Like with your newer kids that are born after him, like he's there.
Yeah. So I had a dream not too long ago. There was a mommy son dance coming up at one of the schools. And I wasn't going, but I had a dream the night of the dance that I was there with Joshua, and it felt so real. Like I could smell him. I could feel him in my dream, and it was so real, almost creepy real. But it was really sweet because I got to go to the dance with my baby. That was really neat. Yeah.
Oh, that's so sweet. It's like your mind wants to put you back into that perfect world. It's creating that environment for you. It's really cool.
It is. That's heartbreaking at the same time, because then you have to wake up.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say next. And then the next page was like, as soon as he opened his eyes, he had to remember all over again that his balloon was gone. And I think for a long time, at least in the very beginning, every single morning you wake up and it just like hits you like a ton of bricks and you start grieving all over again. I remember the first night when we had found out that Mason died because he was missing for the first night. So the next night after that, and probably for the first month, every time we'd wake up, even in the middle of the night, I would just start crying again. And every time I woke up, I had to start the process of crying until I couldn't anymore, go back to sleep. And then I'd wake up and I'd start the process all over again, however many times throughout the night. And then every single morning, it's the same thing. You start with that grief cycle all over again. And then,
constant reminder.
Yeah. And then, like it said in the book, if at first, like all summer for Joey, it was all the time. And then it goes down to you're sad most of the time instead of all the time. And then a lot instead of most of the time. And then finally, only some of the time. And I think that's a good point, because it's not that our grief goes away and we don't get over it. It just changes how much of the time we are completely devastated about it during the day. You know what I mean? Like you learn to control it during the day.
And for Joey, obviously, it took him a summer. There's no timeline on when those are going to change for us. We can be sad all the time for a long time. Yeah. And we can be sad, or just instead of most of the time, for who knows how long. There's no timeline on our grief, and we've said that plenty of times before. But there is hope that it will get to only some of the time, as long as we keep holding on. That's the important part.
Find your hope. Yeah. And then the last point that the book makes, which I'm glad it ends on, I don't want to say a happy note, because it's not happy, right? Because his balloon never comes back, but instead he finds his joy again, right? Something that reminds him of his child. And I think that's the moral of the story, is that obviously we can't make our children come back, but Joey finds the sun, and the sun reminds him of his yellow balloon. And there are plenty of times when I walk through my day and I see something that makes me think of Mason or reminds me of him, or maybe even he sent me, depending on what you believe. And those little things are what make you happy and help you get through your days.
Yeah, it's true. So our family is really big into hiking. And so for a while thereafter losing Joshua, I was determined to always find something red on our hikes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, it's yellow.
What was that?
For me, it's yellow, something yellow.
Yeah. So there was a couple hikes ago that I was like, ooh, I'm going to find my red thing. And I was walking, and no joke, right in front of me, as soon as I thought that, there was a rock in the ground and it looked red. And so I was like, ooh, I'm going to pick it up. And I was digging around it, and it was the shape of a heart. I'll have to find it one day or take a picture of it. It is the coolest thing, like just right there in the ground. I had to dig it up, but it was the shape of a heart. And I was like, okay, that's my little thing.
Is it actually red, or it just looked red? And
that's it is red. It's a red rock. Yeah.
Wow, that's so cool.
Yeah. It was down by Swan Falls Dam. I thought it was really cool.
Oh, Swan Falls, yeah. It's probably covered in like some kind of clay, or because it's like really red sand or red dirt down there. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, for some people, it's signs like rainbows, butterflies flying around you. For me, it's anything yellow, dandelions, flowers, sunflowers. For Stephanie, it's red feathers, roses. So anything like that. We've talked about this in our videos before too. Just find things that remind you of your child, and they just make you happy.
Yeah.
Definitely doesn't replace them, but.
No, definitely not. There's nothing that can replace our babies.
Yeah, so I think we should just read that last page, starting with the "I still miss you," because I think it's a good way to summarize it.
I think so too. So it says, I still miss you, Joey said, but whenever I see the sun, big and bright, I'll feel you with me. Wherever I am, wherever I go, you are a part of me, and I am a part of you. We're a part of each other forever and ever. And that is a great closing line. We are apart
True story.
forever.
Yeah, I love it. Well, thank you if you joined us live, and if not, you can check out this video on our YouTube channel and any of our podcasts.
Yes.
So again, that was called My Yellow Balloon, and
let us know in the comments below if you watched this, and let us know what you see that reminds you of your baby.
yeah. All right. We'll talk to you later. Bye, Stephanie.
Bye.